Okay, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Angie from DexaFit. I'm one of the team owners here at DexaFit in Mankato, and we do medical health and fitness testing with our Dexa scans that we just did in the other room. And then this room, this is our cardio metabolic and cardio fitness room. So we do RMR testing and VO2 Max testing.
Okay, so I just want to go through a few of these scans. And so the Dexa scan measures what?
That gives you the data, kind of the results of your lifestyle. So based on how you're living, what your nutrition program is, what your activity levels is, it's going to give us x-ray imagery of your lean mass, your body fat, including visceral fat levels, and then your bone mineral density. And it gives you all of the data regionally as well.
Yes. And I love those results. And some of my clients my nutrition clients have came to me with the results. And it's really good because even though a lot of people are really scared about getting on there just because it starts with body weight, right? And then they're like, oh, I already know that I'm overweight. I already know that I have visceral fat and too much stress in my life. Like, I know I don't work out enough. Like, I don't need to go in and have that thing tell me, right? So, but when they do that and they bring it to me, we get to start with such specific changes.
And that's what the important thing is it's not about the number on the scale always. There's several components and you need to know what you're made out of. Like you need to know how much is lean mass, how much is fat. There's a lot of TOFI right now, thin outside, fat inside. We need muscle, and that's what we measure is how much muscle do you have?
Yeah, but even with those results, if like the visceral fat is super high, maybe we start with somehow mitigating those stress responses in your body, whether it's supplements, whether it's starting meditation or yoga or even a fitness training program actually does help and is very therapeutic in a sense. Also, even the bone density, making sure that they do some resistance training is going to help with that. You know, it's not just drinking milk. I don't drink any milk, to be honest. And I'm actually try to do a dairy-free a lot, but my bone density is, very, very high, superior. So that's one thing that I like to tell people is, we got to get your bones healthy too. And I actually do not start with fat loss, right? In any of my nutrition programs, I start with protein intake and muscle gain and resistance training. So I think that's a lot of times like the misconception, right? Of getting a scan done and all you want to see is how much body fat you have. No,
we're hyper-focused on that and we shouldn't be. It's kind of, you're going to lose body fat. It's kind of a side effect of building muscle. Like if people would just focus on the lean mass part of it, you're building muscle, building bone at the same time. And then the side effect is you're losing body fat and visceral fat.
Because your metabolism will go up with the more muscle that you have, right? And it just will happen naturally. And then, so another thing is going into the RMR. Why don't you kind of say what that says?
So we do a resting metabolic test. So basically it's just someone sits down on the RMR test, and really it's a 10 to 20 minute test. You're breathing all of your breaths through your mouth into a tube, and it's measuring the exchange ratio between your oxygen intakes and your carbon dioxide exhales. And literally everybody is unique and everybody is different. So you can't go by charts on what you need for calorie needs. I mean, a calorie is a unit of energy. It's not an evil thing, calories, calorie counting and all of that. It's food is energy, food is medicine. You need to know how much energy you need to be putting into your body for all of your systems to be working properly. And that's what your resting metabolic rate is it will spit out a number at the end of the test, completely personalized to you, that says what you need to have at a bare minimum to survive, to think, to blink, to digest, to circulate blood, to have all of your systems working properly. And then on top of that, we incorporate your activity levels so that then we give you your total daily energy expenditure. If your goal is fat loss, it gives you a healthy deficit amount that's always at least your RMR, because too many people are eating below that amount and actually doing more damage than help. And then there's also a feature that if your goal is muscle gain, the surplus that you need to eat on top of your RMR. So it's a great way to really dial in what your caloric needs are so that you can reach your goals.
And this tool is very fantastic as a nutrition coach. Looking at this number, let's say 1,656 calories I need to literally survive. So when I have clients that are eating underneath their RMR amount, their body is already going into survival mode. And what do you need on your body to survive?
Right. You need body fat.
Right.
Yes.
So it's going to preserve and keep as much body fat as it can to survive. So that's when, or it's good if somebody comes in, and I just had a client not too long ago who came in and said, oh, my last coach had me at like 1,000 calories a day for this. And I was like, you're a grown man. You should, how did you feel? You probably felt like crap. Right? So making sure that you have at least that number and never going under it. And even as, you know, a bodybuilding competitor, it's rare that a coach would put you under those amounts, right? Because otherwise you're going to lose your progress, and you're going to stall out.
Yeah. And you're going to sacrifice your energy. You're going to sacrifice your sleep. So many things if you don't get that bare minimum. So,
so if you have fatigue and you feel like crap, you should really look into getting an RMR just to make sure that you are eating an appropriate amount to literally survive.
For sure. We do find that a lot of people that come in here, that is why they plateaued, is they are under eating and they don't realize it, because it's kind of a brain mind game where you think you're going to get fat when you eat calories, and obviously not an open invitation to eat crap calories, healthy, nutrient, whole foods. But at the end of the day, a calorie is energy. Give your body the energy it needs, and it can do amazing things.
Yes, so, absolutely. Yeah. And then now the VO2.
Yeah, so the VO2 Max, so that is active metabolic check. So you actually, same machine, core equipment. We use core equipment, which is measuring the exchange again between carbon dioxide and and oxygen. And it is on a treadmill. And people think you have to be a runner to do this test. You absolutely do not. Nope. It is designed for all fitness levels. So there are walking protocols, there are jogging protocols, and there for the runners, we have really high setup protocols. So it is based on your fitness level, but really you're strapped up with a heart monitor, and the whole thing is designed to measure your VO2 max, like how well your body can process oxygen throughout the extremities. And it's a key thing, because if people don't know, it's your respiratory fitness. So when you are on the treadmill, it's designed to be like an 8 to 12 minute test, measuring your heart rate, giving you accurate workout zones, which is key.
And just to be clear, it does not start as running for 8 to 12 minutes. You literally are walking. You're walking a little bit faster, walking a little bit faster, doing the awkward jog walk, maybe getting into like power walking. And then if you can reach those higher numbers, then it will be more of a jog.
Yeah, And the number that it spits out at the end is like, literally a lot of people are overtraining at the gym. Like, again, this is not an off the chart number we're giving you. This is your personalized health data that we can tell you literally at what heart rate you're in zone 2, at what heart rates zone 3 and 4. And a lot of trainers agree that 80% should be in zone 2, 20% in zone 4. And a lot of people find themselves working out in zone 3 where they're not forcing body adaptation to really get to what their goals
the one
were.
Or the other.
So,
so when I got my VO2 max done the last time, I've literally spent the last 9-10 months playing with those numbers, because my Whoop strap actually I can put those numbers in here and it measures it. So it's like, hey, you hit this zone today, or you were in zone 2. And I tried to actually incorporate a lot more of either the zones, and my recovery has been so much better, actually, with playing with those actual zone numbers. So constantly kind of checking it, make sure I'm, in those ranges, and trying to hit my zone, 4 or 5 is way harder than I thought. It's so hard. I'm like, I think I would just die if I actually tried to push to that number. So it was very fascinating. And then also, doesn't it show like if you burn the carbs versus fats?
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna. Well,
go ahead. You can go ahead.
We're over.
I can change it.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna look at it.
So I mean, this is your information, so we can show this. But this is an example. So this is Brandy's run, and it shows at what stages her heart rates were. And purple indicates fat calories burned. Yellow indicates carbs. So we can literally see at what point she is switching from primarily fats to primarily carbs. So all of this data, all these data points then shoot up into her app, and it will just put it nicely into a, from heart rate to, from this to this is zone 1, this is zone 2, this is zone 3. And then obviously when she is lactic acid buildup, this is zone 4 and 5 up here where it's 100% carbs. And a lot of people are hitting these numbers too much where they go to the gym, they're overtraining, and they don't realize that they burn primarily carbs the whole time they were there. If their goal was to burn fat, they weren't building fat or burning fat. But fat calories burn so much slower than carb calories that if people have devices and they think, I got to hit this many calories, it's like, but what kind of calories did you actually burn? What was your fuel source? So we're identifying your fuel source. So we can give you incredible information. And if you really want to get into the nerdy science of it, literally it says all the stages and at how much percentage, what the ratios are for percentage of fat burn versus calorie burn, at what heart rate and at what speed we were at. And again, great information.
Actually, this is kind of fun. And go ahead and go back to the other screen.
Yes.
And I just want to talk a little bit about this and how crazy this is. So fat burning, right? The purple. Okay. So when everybody asks me what I do for cardio in my bodybuilding prep, I literally just walk. So when I say I have to go do 20, 30 minutes of cardio in the morning, I go get on the treadmill, and the most that I would do for upping my cardio is an incline walk, which literally only gets me to about maybe this heart rate, but otherwise it's just staying here. So if you think about bodybuilders who are always doing cardio or they're doing the stair stepper, we're literally just going we're not going and running down the street or doing a marathon or running 3 miles each day where we get our heart rates up so high. We are staying in that fat burning stage, which is way less than what people think on the treadmill.
Right. Way less. Right.
So that's why I think steps are being such a huge thing now, is everybody's just trying to get more steps in, and how beneficial that is for your body and overall health.
Yeah, it's building your aerobic base, and that's key. That's mitochondrial ATP energy production. That's the foundation of everything you're doing is zone 2.
Yeah.
So
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah.
These are great.